Come on. Hello. Why not doing it?
Hello, everyone, and
Ori,
welcome
you're
to Coffee with.
your mic is. Oh, it's not doing it. Shit. It's not working. Hold on. Oh, damn. Mm-mm. Talk, because I can't hear you. Nothing. De nada. Cero. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, the host has unmuted.
What's going on?
You unmuted.
Go for it.
Well,
You're on it.
again, good evening, and this is
That wasn't
Ori.
me.
I can hear you.
You're on.
Uh huh. So, welcome to Coffee with Ori. Sorry, we're having like some
I can hear
difficulties.
you, darling.
If you hear stuff in the background, it's because we're having difficulties with the system. I don't know why. Anyway, I want to welcome everyone. Hey, Sadia. I want to welcome everyone to today's show. Today's show it was supposed to be last week, but I forgot that I had pre-recorded it. So, hey, Kat. So, for some of you, I want to say this really quick. Some of you are gonna call in and put your names in, and I may not be able to see your names because I had a procedure done today in my eyes, and when I get this procedure done, they stick these literally needles in my eyes, and they have to put all this stuff to numb them. So I can basically see myself, but I can't really see the names on here. So anyway, let's get started. I want to welcome you to the show, first of all. I want to thank all of you that always show up. And I want to say love and light to all of you and pray that you guys all receive love and light. Today's subject is going to be about being kind, being giving, being loving. I think often we find ourselves generating a lot of energy within ourselves to try to be kind to people that are not kind back to us. And in situations we often get disappointed because the more you give, it's not that you want them to give you as much as you give them, but it's not reciprocal. Like, you give and you try your best to be as kind as you know how to be, and no matter what, people just don't get you. I know there are a lot of people out there that no matter how bad a situation may be with a partner or whatever, you may find problems, and other people may tell you, don't be bothered with this person, don't be bothered with, don't deal with this, don't deal with that. But at the end of the day, you're still going to follow your own heart, which 87% of the time it's for your heart to be broken. And instead of people being sympathetic, they're not sympathetic. They just want to remind you how they reminded you to get away from it. Now, I'm guilty of that as well, because if I see something is wrong, I'm going to tell you. And if you take the advice, fine. And if you don't take the advice, that's fine. But now we're going in a different direction. What I'm talking about is not about that in particular. What I'm talking about is when you are kind to people and people show you their ass to kiss. You don't have to kiss anybody's ass for people to like you. You don't have to go the extra mile for people to like you. You don't have to put yourself out there for people to like you. You just have to be yourself. You have to learn to analyze the family dynamic of the people that you're dealing with. If it's a family dynamic or is it an individual dynamic? Because there is a dynamic for everything. If you're dealing with a family dynamic, you have to look at the core of the family. And you have to see how functional that family really is, or how dysfunctional that family is. If you're dealing with an individual, then before you start catching feelings, it's best if you just take a second, analyze the person, and analyze, if you're able to, what they're going through, or if they're having any emotional problems or physical problems. Hey, Ron. And then take it from there. Because sometimes the people who spit at you the most are the ones that are more screwed up. And sometimes we don't see that. Sometimes we're too busy going within ourselves and analyzing the pain that we're going through, that we don't take the time to analyze what is going on around us and why people are treating us the way they do. Now, what I can say is that we're not born to be liked by everyone. We're not placed on this planet at this particular time frame to be appreciated by everyone, because not everybody is going to appreciate you. Not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to befriend you. Unfortunately, we live in a society that the green monster shows its head often, too many times. And oftentimes it's only because what it is that you're doing or what it is that you've become is something that they wish that they could have done, or that they wanted to do and they just didn't know how to do it. So therefore, they treat you very mean. In another instance, you can also think about how one family's dynamic can spoil the whole family dynamic. One person in the family can say, well, I don't like her. And then that goes on, or him. And that goes on from one person to another sibling, to another sibling, to another sibling, to the parents. And then you have a whole group of people that don't like you for no reason at all. Unfortunately, in this case, one apple does spoil the barrel. Even though they say one apple don't spoil the barrel, in some cases, one apple can spoil the barrel. So as I ponder on these questions that people have asked and people talk to me about privately, I bring them up because the world right now is hurting. We're going through a crisis. Besides going through an awakening, I'm sorry guys, it's just, my eyes bother me. Besides going through an awakening, we're also going through a withdrawal, a painful withdrawal, of the things that we were taught, or the way that we were taught to believe and do and say and act. And we're starting to realize individually that it's not really working, that no matter how much you try to help, what you're doing is not really helping, it's enabling. And then you have people who have become such codependents where they expect it. Been there, done that, lived that. And that's why, although I accept help, I don't ever want to fall into that category of being a codependent on anyone. It's not just painful for the enabler, it's painful for the codependent. And sometimes it's a habit that you cannot break. Back to what we were talking about now. I know that it's hard for a lot of people, because there are a lot of people out there that want to be liked. There are a lot of people out there that strive to be the best that they can be, even more than the best, just so they can fit in. And they change themselves to try to fit in a square peg when they're round. Why are you trying to change your life to accommodate someone else's life or to please other people? Why? It's not necessary. Be yourself. If you can't be yourself, then you don't need to be around those people. Realities of life, not every day is going to be a happy day. Not every day are you going to smile. Not every day are you going to feel good. Not every day are you going to feel like you want to get up every morning and you want to do this and you want to do that. There's going to be times that you're not going to want to do crap. There's going to be times that you're not going to want to get up from bed. And you know what? What I say is, the hell with it. Stay in bed. The body is a machine. The body can heal itself. The body knows what you need. And if you don't listen to your body, down the line, eventually your body will break down, and your body will break down and your mind will break down. And then you're going to ask yourself, well, what happened? Well, sometimes when you don't listen, hard head makes soft passes. So you have to learn that, and it deals with this subject as well. We're not here to justify other people's problems. We're not here to solve them. We're not here to justify them. We're not here to help them with it. We are here to just be a sympathetic ear. And not even a sympathetic ear, an empathetic ear. So no matter what people do to you in life, you have choices. You can choose to walk away from them, even if they're family, and never bother with them again. Or you can choose to ignore them and their ignorance and socialize with them, but keep your distance. Whichever way you choose to handle it, it's fine with you. And it should be fine with you and no one else. Even if people call you names, no one has the right to judge the way you deal with things. Some people believe in forgiveness. I forgive my own way. But I'm a very vindictive person. So although I can be vindictive, that was my past. That was a lot of the pain. And yes, Ron, sometimes, this stuff can last 3 generations. And, you have to decide what you want to carry, because sometimes what you also have to see is that the pain that you're going through, although you may not believe it or understand it, sometimes the pain you're going through because they're treating you shitty, you pass it on to your children. You pass it on, not being shitty with them, but just when they see how you are and they watch your dynamic and they see that you don't change and they see that you allow people to step on you and to walk on you and to say things about you or say mean things and your children may hear them and you don't correct them or even a friend that will stand up and defend you, or you don't have a family member that will stand up and defend you. Those things are very hurtful, but it all applies. You can be kind to your family, but your family can be shitty. You can be kind to a lover, and you may never, ever, ever think that your lover may turn out to be the way that they are. But then when they do, you look at them like they're monsters. But in reality, who's the monster, you or them? Because if you have made 1,000,001 changes to please the person you're with, then you've become the monster, because you have allowed him or her to pull the puppet strings, and you've changed just to comfort that person, not to comfort yourself. So with that being said, I want you guys to understand that you're not alone. There's a lot of things that are happening. And again, I must say that, there is a lot of anger in the world right now. There's a lot of bitterness. There's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of ignorance. There are a lot of fears that are happening in the world today. And a lot of people don't realize that fear is a platform for hatred and for anger and for bitterness. So when you're being kind to people and they turn around and treat you badly, or they're acting like asses, sometimes you just have to take a step back, like I said, and you have to look at them and you have to analyze them. Not that it's your life or it's your right or it's your business to do so, because you don't really have to do any of that. You can easily walk away from people, because at the end of the day, sometimes you can do bad all by yourself. You don't need help to do bad. You can do bad all by yourself. And there are a lot of great human beings and a lot of people that tune into the show that I know for a while, and they're great people. They're great human beings, and they've been shitted on so many times. And at the end of the day, they have learned to forgive. But somehow or another, although they've learned to forgive, I don't believe they've ever forgotten. I don't believe that they've ever truly, truly forgiven. I think they've forgiven just to make peace with themselves. But I believe they still carry some type of animosity within themselves. And to me, that's okay too. Realities are realities, People will tell you a whole bunch of stuff, and you either agree with it or not. Today, as a matter of fact, I'll give you an example. Today, I was talking to some young lady at the doctor's office while my eyes were being dilated, and she turned out to be a born-again Christian, and she pulled out the Bible. She's talking to me about stuff, and I just said, look, the Bible's repetitious, because everything that you're talking about and everything that's in Revelations has already happened many times, not just once. It has happened many, many, many times. And all of it starts out with politics. And it's about the rich getting power. It's not about money, which is what people think. Oh, it's about money. It's not about money. It's about power. Rich people don't need money. Rich people want power. So what happens? You read a book that gives you a quick synopsis, because it's quick, of how the world is going to end. And it's going to end in this one, it's going to end in that one, it's going to do this and it's going to do that. And what do? Scientifically, or going through processes of alchemy, you start to see what can cause this world or this planet to infuse itself and cause chaos. So fossil fuels pollute the water. You do this, you create viruses, you do this and that. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's real, and it's happening now. And then, of course, everybody's waiting for the great Messiah, which may come or may not come. We don't know. We have to have faith in something. I believe that if you have faith that if you wear this mask is going to help you through COVID, then it's going to help you. I've been around many people who have had COVID in my home. I have sat them down and given them coffee. I have been with them in spiritual masses and done things with them. And whether they leave my house or whether it's somewhere else, they've all gotten sick except myself. Why? Maybe because I believe in this. Maybe because I believe that this will help me through everything. And maybe that's what moves mountains. And it's the same thing for you people out there that are always wondering, why are people shitting on me, or why are people always so mean, or why are they talking, or why are they putting me down when all I'm trying to do is just be kind. Well, guess what? People are shitty. I always say I don't like people, and I don't believe in people. I believe in humanity. I believe that humanity in a whole, if everybody unifies together and work as one unit, we will find peace and we can win anything. We can conquer everything. But a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people believe that individuals doing things by themselves, that's the way that you win. It's not the way you win. It's the way that you keep yourself safe from people hurting you. But how long are you going to keep hiding, or how long are you going to keep putting up a wall, or how long are you going to be crying or being upset that they've treated you like crap when you have treated them kindly? The warnings are there. The moment that you have to change who you are, the moment that you start to notice your change, because people don't ask you to change. The moment you start noticing that you start to change to please that person that you are either with, or they are your friends, or they don't like this and they don't like this about you, they don't like your religious beliefs, and they all of a sudden you try to change them because you like them, right there you're playing a fool's game, and you're bound to get hurt all the time. People have to learn to accept you, but you have to learn to accept yourself first. Anything that has happened yesterday does not exist today. Don't live in the past. Don't fuel the past, because it will only become like dynamite. So don't fuel the past and live it now. Live your present for what it is. Those people that you manage to escape from, if you manage to escape from them, escape, be happy. Enjoy the fact that you got away from them, that you don't have to deal with them ever. But if you're still stuck there and you're dealing with this anger, this sadness, this debilitating feeling where everything feels like it's falling on you, then at the end of the day, it's your fault. It's no one else's fault. Because if someone meets you the way you are, and they like you the way you are, and you change as time goes on, they're not to blame for the change. You are, because you've allowed yourself to fall into that category. If you're a bitch and you meet somebody's family and they look at you like, she's a bitch. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm a bitch. That's how you met me. That's how I am. Don't try to be something you're not. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch. If you're sweet, you're sweet. If you're kind, you're kind. But don't try to pretend to be a poodle when you're a Rottweiler. Don't pretend. At the end of the day, the only person you're going to hurt, and the only person you're hurting, is yourself. So for people out there, for you people out there, you lovely people that believe that you are entitled to be treated kind, and to be treated with kid gloves, and to be treated with the utmost respect, and people don't. Get over it. Honestly, get over it. People are going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If people come out their face and treat you like crap, then you have to set them down at that moment and say, listen, I don't appreciate this. If people are going to talk about you, you try to confront them. If they're going to continue to talk, then let them talk. Obviously, you're doing something well if they're talking about you. It's when they stop talking that you have to worry. Right? While they're talking about you, don't worry about anything. And if people are going to love you, they're going to love you for you, not for the changes you make. If they're going to have some type of animosity, why try to even figure out why they have animosity? Some people are just bitter people because they're unhappy with their own personal lives. So therefore, they want to dip into your pool and make your pool just as nasty as their pool is at home. Now, one of the things, again, that you have to remember is that you're not alone. There are a lot of great human beings out there. There's a lot of great people out there that are going through the same exact things that you're going through. And you have to really understand that there are a lot of shitty people. But for women, there are a lot of shitty men, but there are a lot of good men out there. Don't categorize every man like they're bad, because they're not. And men don't categorize women the same. There's a lot of bitter women out there. There's a lot of women that have been hurt that treat men like crap. But you know what? It doesn't have to change who you are to make them happy. You can just show who you really are, and they eventually will get it. And if they don't get it, then walk away. Because if you walk away, they eventually will get it. You are married to someone, and this is a myth. I don't know why. My personal belief. You're married to a person. You're married to the person. You're not married to their family. You're not. You can participate with the family, but you're not married to their family. You're married to them. If you have to put on airs because your partner wants you to put on airs so that you can impress their family, then you're an idiot. If you have to put on airs, then you shouldn't even go visit the in-laws, because it's not going to be worth it. At the end of the day, all they're going to do is shit on you or talk about you or create some type of chaos. And if you have a man or you have a woman that doesn't defend you from their family or from their friends, then they're really not supposed to be with you. So think about these things as time moves on. Think about where you work. Think about the people you socialize with. Think about your bosses. Think about friends. Think about family. Think about the bitterness that they must be carrying inside of them that makes them so bitter that they have to target you. And they have to make you feel like you're less than them, or make you feel as if you're worthless. It's not good if you allow it to affect you. Yes, it hurts. Being called names hurt. Having people gossip about you, it hurts. Trust me, I know this for a fact. When people talk about you and it's not true, it hurts. Some people might tell you, get over it, move on. But it's not that easy to get over it, especially if it's people that you really care about. But when you do get over it and you do move on, you start to realize that that person was never your friend to begin with. So at the end of the day, the best thing to do is nothing. Is be still and walk away. Because sometimes just walking away, you'll make them realize that they are the ones that need you, not you need them. Now, in a minute, we're going to be going into commercial. It's 9:29, so at 9:30, we go into commercial. And when we go into commercial and we come back, I want to talk you through a simple meditation of breathing in and breathing out. But to breathe in and then to breathe out, exhaling all of that anger, sadness, and everything you're carrying. So if you follow me through this, it would be greatly appreciated, but it will also help you to get into this habit. And again, we will be going into commercial in a few seconds. So when we come back, I want to just tap on this briefly and then go on to commercial. Okay, everyone.
Yawn.
Welcome back. As I was saying earlier before we went into commercial, I'm going to leave you with this before we start this. You are responsible for one person, you. You are responsible for making yourself happy. And you are responsible for making yourself sad and unhappy. No one has the power to make you happy, and no one has the power to make you sad. Another thing that I want you for you to understand is that God has the power to show you that He is God. And that should be your strength. And always walk by faith, not by sight. Because when you walk by sight, you're always going to bump into trash, and you're always going to bump into chaos, and you're always going to bump into things that are not convenient for you. So walk by faith, not by sight. And remember that no one is responsible for your happiness except you. Now we're going to begin this, and I need you guys to find a place to sit down where your body is completely erect. Erect meaning straight up. And I want you to think about the pain, the sadness, the destructive feelings that you felt at the moments that you have been going through things. And whether you cry, whether you don't, whether you hold it, I want you to release this. So I don't want to relax your body, because I want the mind to be open. I don't want the body to be relaxed, because I want the body, that when the body starts to release this, that the body itself will start to relax. Your mind will relax, because I want you to think of everything that has caused you to feel the way that you do and allow it to come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath. And what we're going to say is, ah. That's what we're going to say. We're not going to say we're going to say ah. And by saying ah, you're going to release all of that toxicity that you have given people the power. So take a deep breath, hold it for a second, and start to think about all the things that you've gone through, less within this year or last year. Think about all this stuff that's been piling up in your head. Take a deep breath and release it. Take a deep breath. Hold it, and release. Take a deep breath. Hold it, and release it. Start to release everything that's in here, everything that's on your shoulders, everything that's in your head, all the pain that you feel in your gut. Just take a deep breath, suck it all in as deep as you can, and then release it. As you can hear, I went from being high to going to very low, because there is nothing that I'm holding inside anymore. There's no sadness, there's no pain, there's nothing that I'm really letting bother me anymore. I'm not allowing anything to affect me. So you guys need to understand that the louder that you say go as loud as you can, because as you keep taking a deep breath and you keep doing it, you're going to notice that it's going to get lower. And once it goes lower, you're going to feel your body release, and then you'll feel better. So take a deep breath, as deep as you can. Remember, all this agony that's here, push it up, bring it up, bring it up. Take a deep breath and hold it. And once you hold it, then you release it. And you go as loud as you can. As loud as you can, and you bring it down. And again, you take a deep breath and you start to release it. All the pain, all the problems, all the pressures, all the power you've given people by allowing them to do things to you, release it. The way that mantras and the way that sound has power and it vibrates to the universe. Also remember that this power that you have within yourself, you have the ability to remove all the power that you've bestowed onto people, all the energy that you've bestowed onto people. You have the ability to call it back, to call back all your energy, and to take a deep breath and release all that pain and all those tears and all that sadness and everything that you have been holding on to. Let it go. Take a deep breath, as deep as you can. Pull in the sorrow, pull in the tears, pull in all this abuse, and let it go. And release it. Remember, as loud as you can, and as long as you can. Don't stop because I stop. You stop when you're able to stop. Again, I want you to take the pain that is in your mind, in your body, in your heart, in your soul, and I want you to bring it all the way up to your, to bring it all the way up from your solar plex, all the way up until it reaches your nose. And then take a deep breath, as if you were snorting tobacco. Put it in, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then start to release it. Know that you're the most important person in the world. You are more important than anyone. You know, it's really weird how scripture itself has been rewritten and changed. And in the King James Bible, it's always like a woman has to respect God and her husband first, and then her children, which you know how I feel about that. But I believe that a woman and a man should always take care of themselves first. If mama ain't happy, the children ain't going to be happy. So you need to make sure that mama takes care of herself and daddy takes care of himself. And if you're not a mama or daddy, you take care of yourself first. Okay? So let's do this again. Take all the pain, hold your stomach, press down, take all the pain, all the sadness, everything that you can think of. You can either push it up or you can start walking up with your fingers all the way up to your chest, You can walk it up. You can walk it up. You can walk it up. All the pain, the sorrow, the tears. Walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it. When you reach your nose, take a deep breath. You show the universe that everything that you have ingested, you have sent it out with love and light, but not to heal them, but to heal yourself. And understand that you are beautiful and that you are important, and that there is nothing or no one in the world that is more unique than you, more important than you, more festive than you, more adorned than you. Okay? You have to imagine yourself being adorned like a Christmas tree. You're the Christmas tree. Adorn yourself the way you want to. You know, if you want to walk around wearing polka dots and stripes, it should be your prerogative. And if people laugh, why are they laughing? Are they laughing because you're wearing polka dots and stripes, or are they laughing because it kind of looks cute and they can't pull it off? These are the things you have to start to learn how to pair, and you have to learn to put them together and learn to separate them, okay? If you decide to walk out wear a pair of jeans with your ass cut off, you know, the ass part cut off and you see your cheeks, and people are looking at you, why are they looking at you? They're looking at you because they're looking at your ass, or are they looking at you because they realize, damn, this person has a cute ass and he can get away with it, or she can get away with it? You know, you have to start to look like that. You have to look at things that way and not allow these other things to come into your mind and affect your mind so deeply where you lose yourself. There's no reason to lose yourself into someone else's self-pity or someone else's pain or sorrow or bitterness, because the majority of the time when you fall into this stuff is someone else's bitterness. And if you meet a person and that person is bitter with the person they're with and they leave them for you, what makes you think that you're different? You're not different. Don't pick up someone else's trash thinking that it's somebody's treasure, because it's not going to be. So it's not going to be your treasure. If a person is alone and you meet them alone and they had bad luck with partners and so did you, and you guys get together, you guys can talk about the things that you guys look forward to doing with each other, and that should be your goal. Not talk about the past and the pain that you went through and the sorrow and everything that people put you through. Forget about that, because if you're still carrying that pain, then obviously you're still fueling, you're still using that old battery to run your flashlight. And what's going to happen when you use an old battery on your flashlight, it's going to eventually die out really quickly because you've been holding it. Let it go. Life is too important, and we have too many things to do in life right now. You know, our mission, the waking up, because the awakening is real and it's hard and it's hitting people in many ways. Sadness, depression, all kinds of things that are coming up. But you know what? You cannot allow those things to affect you. You have to be stronger than what is coming, because you are stronger. You have the ability to be stronger. You are stronger, and you will continue to grow. But there's a lot of people out there that are suffering from depression, and because they have enclosed themselves in their own drama and their own melodrama, like their own telenovela, that they've actually got stuck there. And they're there. And no matter what you do, you're not going to make them get unstuck unless they're ready to be unstuck. A lot of people are not. Do not be a participant of victims, because then you become a victim yourself. Are they victims, or are they victimizing themselves? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. If a person's constantly complaining and they feel like they are the victims, you got to always ask yourself where. And yes, Corrado, you always have to be yourself. You can't, I'm not saying, go to work and be an ass. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is no matter what happens and no matter what platform you're in, whether it's work or whether it's some other platform, you make sure that you are treated with the utmost respect. No one has the right to disrespect you. Doesn't matter what position you're holding. You have a problem with a boss, you pull your boss aside and you say, listen, I didn't appreciate this. And a lot of people say, well, if you do this and you do that, then, there might be a problem. Well, guess what? Your boss does not have a problem taking you to personnel, to HR. So you shouldn't have a problem talking to your boss. And if it doesn't work, then go into HR yourself. So avoid conflicts if you can, because conflicts are just the negativity that people are holding within themselves. If they want to live and be bitter and be somewhere where they're not happy, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. That has no bearings in you. It has nothing to do with you, and it is not part of you. Allow yourself to immerse your new feelings, your new ideas, your new thoughts, your new way of releasing pain. Add that to your daily routine when you wake up or when something happens. Go outside, take a walk, whether you're at work or whatever, and then take all that in, all that anger you're holding, and then release it, let it go. So when you come back in, you've let go of the power you gave that person to make you feel the way that you do. Because only when you give people power can they affect the way that you feel about things. Okay? Well, it's 9:49, and we still have a few minutes. So I would like to know if anybody has a question, to pose a question, or if anybody wants to know about something, to please post it. Thank you, Kat. This is actually your topic. This is actually your topic, and I want to thank you for sharing that topic, because I've been asking my viewers and people that are here to create a topic so that we can discuss. There's nothing that we can't discuss. There's nothing that is a taboo on here to discuss. We as a family should be able to discuss things, try to harmonize together with the problem, find a solution for the problem, and together create not just a solution, but an answer so that we may be able to help one another move forward. Because that's the problem. We're used to helping others, but we're helping them release a problem that they're having without us having the tools ourselves to release the problems from ourselves. So we know the pain, we recognize it, but we mask it by helping others. And in reality, what are you doing? You're not helping, because what you're doing is you're adding their problem to the pain that you already have, but you don't realize that until everything starts to fall down on you like a house. Don't do that. Learn. And I hope that you guys have learned something today, because just like you, I've been a victim of depression, and I've been a victim of sadness, and I've been a victim of feeling humiliated and feeling stupid and feeling shitty and feeling, giving my all and people, being mean. For what? Some people are mean-spirited. And mean-spirited is not being mean. Mean-spirited mean that they're rotten to the core, inside. So just keep yourself moving. People at once. How can you hit many people at once? Well, what I've learned in all my years, is that people that you have helped and they turn their back on you, they need you more than you need them. And sometimes the best medicine that you can spoon feed them is no medicine at all. Give them the bottle, don't give them the spoon. Let them feed themselves with their own medicine, and you walk away. Because it is when you walk away from people that they realize how important you are in their life. if people cannot treat you with the utmost respect that you give them, don't argue. Don't argue. Don't fight. Don't even worry. If people look at you and they stare at you and you're looking at them and you're at work and you're working, you're busting your ass and people look at you, don't look at it as they're looking at you because they want to destroy you. Look at it as they're looking at you because they see that you're busting your ass and you're working hard and that everybody else above them is noticing you and they're not noticing them. So in their minds, they believe that when you speak to a higher up, you're talking about them when in reality, you're not. So if you do no harm, then don't worry about people harming you. You know, in Spanish, there's a saying that says, el que nada hace, nada teme, which is if whoever doesn't do something wrong shouldn't worry about something wrong. If you didn't do anything, don't worry about the repercussions because nothing would happen. But yes, to me, I've learned that it is easier to walk away from people, a group of people, and not socialize. And when you don't socialize with them, it hurts them more. When you ignore them, you don't have to be mean or bitter or angry. Don't even argue. I don't argue. Anybody who knows me knows I do not argue. I hate arguing. I don't yell. I'll debate, but I don't yell. I don't like yelling, and I don't like to be yelled at. And definitely don't touch me if you yell at me. Don't touch me if we have a slight little argument. Don't touch me. Let me walk away because, trust me, it's the best thing to do. So what I'm saying is, Kat, you're welcome. You're welcome, and thank you for always showing up. Oops, how did I resolve anger without becoming bitter or vengeful? How do I resolve anger? Ron, you're the angel whisperer, my friend, and you are an amazing human being, an amazing human being. So I will tell you this. I know that I've conquered anger to a certain degree. Yeah, you're welcome. I've conquered anger to a certain degree, and there are times that I still get angry at myself, not at people, at myself. And it's because I allow people to do things to me, spiritually knowing that they're going to screw up. And I see it and I know it and I hear it, but yet I give them the benefit of the doubt. And when they hurt me, it hurts me to the core, but I still continue to allow myself to feel the pain. Why? Because by every painful moment, I learn and I get stronger. And I learn that no matter how much things seem to change, things still stay the same. And this anger that people carry and the sadness that people carry and all this animosity that people carry, it's not just one person or two people, it's people in the world. There are millions of people that are walking around bitter and sad. There are millions of people that are walking around with so much animosity. As a reader, one of the biggest things that the two biggest things that people want is money and relationships, which you can manifest both. If you believe that you are deserving of something, then you thank the universe every day for what it has given you and allow the universe to continue by asking for more. I live in gratitude of how the universe opens up the doors and allows clients to come to me. And I am grateful for what I receive in abundance from all different places. And then I say, thank you. I appreciate for everything that you give me. May I have some more, please? And it is okay to ask for more. So people out there whom I love and people out there that I don't know, but I still love, I send you all light and love like I always do. I wish you nothing but prosperity and harmony, peace and light, because we all need that. But more than anything, I wish you joy within your heart, which in your soul, within your mind and your spirit, because heart is the most important thing that you need to have in order for you to live in this society that we live in. Forget about the 1%. Forget about the people who walk around thinking that they're better than you. Forget about people who look down on you, because they're really not looking down on you. You know, I always look at it as, if they're looking down on me, probably a booger must have fell, and they're trying to figure out where it fell. Because nobody's better than me, and I'm not better than anyone. We're all the same. We're human, and we have to learn to understand that this world that we live in, and I'm not talking about the physical world, the spiritual world that we live in, we all are living in this bubble, and everyone is waking up on the right side, and the left side of people are already awakened, and they're going through so much. So we need to understand our own emotions, our own sadnesses, our own experiences. Let them go. Pull back all the energy you've given, all that beautiful energy you've given. Claim it back. The universe will give it back. Claim it all back, and you will see how it will empower you. And then release it. And if you cannot be if you cannot be an asset to this person, or you cannot be a solution to this person's problem, do not be part of the problem. Walk away, because you're not put here to be a counselor for everyone, and you're not put here to heal everyone. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. I wish you love and light. It is time for me to go. We're going to get to commercial. And I send you all love and light. Good night, Corales. Much love. And nothing but blessings. Namaste. And I will speak to you on Monday again. Please pick a topic. It will be nice. And you guys can send it to me in my text or in my email, and I will gladly talk about it next week. So I love you guys, and take care. Good night.